When getting your child involved in martial arts, what are you looking for? Are you looking for them to learn real-world martial arts skills, or are you looking for a martial arts experience? What do I mean by experience? Well, when you take your child to Harry Potter World at Universal Studios, you know that your child isn't actually becoming a wizard. You're paying for an experience. And there are a ton of martial arts schools happy to sell you that experience. The problem is that you're going to walk away with as much talent in martial arts as you would with talent in the wizarding arts walking away from Universal Studios. The problem is, learning martial arts the right way is in and of itself an experience. So how are you, a parent, a non-martial artist, supposed to know the difference? And that's what I would like to explore in this new series I've dubbed Signs of a Dojo Experience. Let's learn together the signs of a corporate martial arts experience. How to spot a dojo experience from a real martial arts school, Part 1. And if you don't understand what we mean about this title, I suggest you go back and watch the preface. It's in the playlist. So let's talk about a high turnover rate. Now to start off, every martial arts school has people who quit. It's just part of the game. But a high turnover rate is a little suspect when it comes to that dojo experience. The experience of training martial arts only lasts so long. After a pretty short while, people start getting sick of the feeling of not actually accomplishing things. Like that Harry Potter Land example that we used in the preface, it's cool to pretend that you're being a wizard for a while, but you're not going to continue committing to training something over and over again, having the feeling that it's fake. And that's why a high turnover rate can indicate a dojo experience as opposed to a real martial arts program. A dojo experience depends on new people joining, like a lot, because of how many people quit because, they're done with the experience. As an example, my school has like a 92% retention rate, as opposed to like a 50% one. Big Bang Mike here, and this is how to spot a dojo experience from a real martial arts school, Part 2. If you don't understand what that means, go watch the preface in the playlist and it'll help you out. Let's talk about short-term programs and their claims. So short-term programs are like 6-week, 12-hour programs that claim to give you like an intensive on how to defend yourself. Martial arts styles that most often come to mind for me on these things are Krav Maga, but they also happen with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Kali. But let's really evaluate those claims. If I were to tell you that in 12 hours, I can teach you how to play the guitar so well that you can do so in a concert in front of live people, would you believe me? No, right? Because you understand that playing music is an acquired skill developed over a lifetime to be able to do something. Psst, it's the same thing with martial arts. So the short-term self-defense intensive, they're an experience. They teach you how to scratch, bite, and kick in the groin. They culminate in you beating up a dude in a foam suit, and you leave no more skilled than you were before. Hi, I'm Big Bang Mike, and this is how to spot a dojo experience from a real martial arts school, Part 4. Look to previous entries on this series to learn what a dojo experience really is, but for right now, let's talk about instructors who they themselves are children. So in my opinion, teaching martial arts should be a culmination of a life's worth of martial arts experience. An instructor should have unique experiences, opinions, and something to say. Now, I'm not saying that your child has to be taught by like Master Splinter. But let's be real, how much teaching experience can, let's say, a 16-year-old have? Now, I'm not saying that young kids and students can't teach aspects of the program, or that they can't help each other get better at the martial arts. But if the majority of a school's program is being spearheaded by a 16-year-old and a black belt, you're most likely paying for a martial arts experience as opposed to paying for learning martial arts. I jokingly refer to this as daycare with kicking. Now make sure you're following for more tips on finding a great martial arts school. How to spot a dojo experience from a real martial arts school, Part 5. I'm Big Bang Mike. Follow me for more martial arts info. Today we're talking about students progressing no matter what. So I'm not a boomer, I swear, and I'm not about to come on this app and be like, oh, you millennials with your participation trophies. But if you see your child continually progressing in belt ranking without any noticeable increase in their actual skill or talent, big red flag. And this one's gonna be a hard one for you because we like to celebrate our kids' victories. But how does this fraudulent progression indicate a dojo experience? It's simple. Being passed over for testing or failing a test is a moment of reflection for a student. This is where a student and a parent really decide whether or not this is something they want to continue doing. And because of that, it leads to a lot of cancels. So sometimes, instead of being honest with a parent and with a child, a dojo experience might just give them the belt no matter what. The kids and parents are happy, and so is the bottom line. Big Bang Mike here once again, and let's talk about spotting a dojo experience from a real martial arts school, Part 6. Sorry for the posting schedule on this. I'm actually going to Ireland to study shillelagh and boxing, and I want to get this all out before I do. But let me ask you a question. Where's your third-party press? Third-party press is a media concept that says there shouldn't be other people talking about your instructor or your martial arts program outside of them and their students. Obviously, Hollywood would be a big qualifier, but most average martial arts schools, they're not gonna have that. But they can have things like print press, that's like magazines and newspapers, or at least some online articles about their certifications or accomplishments. Basically, if the only thing that you can find about this martial arts school is like through their website, you might be dealing with the Dojo Experience. Don't get me wrong, Google and Facebook reviews are useful, but a lot of those reviews can be done by people who have already drank the Kool-Aid, you know? So check where those reviewers are from. Extra points for reviews from different states. How to spot a martial arts experience from a real martial arts school, Part 7. I'm Big Bang Mike, I teach martial arts for a living. You should listen to me. Let's talk about coaches that present themselves as moral authorities. A master in martial arts should be a master of martial arts. They're not your master. The only thing that I'm qualified to teach, and indeed the only thing that you're paying me for, is martial arts. We're not behavioral therapists, we're not child psychologists, we're not moral arbiters. So if you have a coach that is condemning your life choices or your parenting outside of martial arts, things like telling you how you should vote or think or what you should post on the internet, you're starting to ascend into like a cult-like territory. That's cult, C-U-L-T, not cult from 3 Ninjas. The Dojo Experience sometimes leads to this behavior because they've acted the part of sensei for so long that they think they're right in all aspects of life, not just like martial arts. Not only will this waste your money, it's sometimes dangerous. Big Bang Mike here, and this is the series finale of how to spot a Dojo Experience from a real martial arts school. This is part 8. As is custom here, the series finale is when I usually take a jab a bit at myself, so let's get going. Let's talk about dojo decor. So a martial arts school should always be clean. And some of the best training you're ever going to get is from, just kind of like a hole-in-the-wall kind of place. But dojo experiences, by definition, sort of have to go off the walls on this one. They'll have like, Shinto shrine-framed doors, giant murals of like Bruce Lee or something. And this is all to create an immersive martial arts experience, often known in the industry as the Disneyland effect. And all schools will do this to a point. The problem is that a dojo experience doesn't have good training that goes along with it. They're banking on the feeling you get when you train here, not the training that you get when you train here. And I'm guilty of this to a point. I have my Hollywood Experience memorabilia on the wall, cool masks to remind you who you're training with, and all my certs on display.